wind.
The wind is real.
What's that? I hear for a budget vacancy. It's coming right at us. Because in this episode, we're taking a look at the Garcia silver. Hello and welcome back to Texas River Legends. In this episode, we're taking a look, like I said, at the Garcia Silver Maxx. Now, this is a budget bait casting review. Now, Garcia is a pretty well-known brand. They've been around for a long time. They started by making stuff in Italy and France and came over to America. And yeah, basically the rest is history, literally. So Garcia is one of the main bass fishing brands. You look at a lot of sponsors of Elite Series Pros, they're sponsored by Garcia. They make a lot of different reels. They make a lot of different rods. They're pretty much one of the top name brand rod and reel manufacturers. So you've probably heard of the Black Maxx. Now the Black Maxx was sort of the top-notch budget fishing reel for a long time, $100. And it was sold extremely widely and very popular for many years. However, in the past year, I think it was either 2017 or 2018, they came out with this. Now this is the Garcia Silver Maxx. This actually is the combo, but you know, it is basically a redesigned Black Maxx. Now the Black Maxx, like I said, was very popular, but it had some downfalls. So Garcia redesigned it and turned it into the Silver Maxx. It's actually getting pretty hard to find Black Maxxes now besides Walmart because the Silver Maxx has really taken over. Now, is the Silver Maxx that much better? Well, I've never actually fished with a Black Maxx because I tend to use a lot more lose reels. So I'm not actually that sure if it's better or not. So I'm not going to be doing a comparison review. I'm just going to be doing a review of the Garcia. Now, I'm not biased in any direction, not affiliated with either of the brands. I simply just use their products. So let's get into the review. The Garcia Black Maxx as a combo retails for about $70, I think, and as a reel, it's around $50. So a nice low budget price. You can, pretty much anybody can afford that, and it would be a great first bait caster. It features a graphite, quote unquote, next generation blank, a 7-foot, oh well, the combo does. The combo features both the Silver Maxx, which we'll get into in a second, and the Silver Maxx rod. So it is a 24-ton graphite blank, EVA foam handle, split grip, skeletal reel seat, nice ceramic locking disc, and that's pretty much it. It's got standard stainless steel ceramic insert guides and a little hook keeper down by the reel. That's pretty standard for bait casters around this price. It's a pretty good rod, I'd have to say. Nice action, doesn't have any weak spots, doesn't have any strange actions. I don't like the plastic part on the back instead of a rubber bit. I feel like that's gonna get beat up pretty quickly. And but all in all, the rod is a pretty quality rod. If you're looking for a good rod for a good price, the Silver Maxx may be the way to go. Now onto the reel. The reel is where pretty much everything is on this combo, because as with a lot of combos, a lot of times either the rod is great and the reel is bad, or the reel is great and the rod is bad. Now the Silver Maxx features a 6-bearing system. This particular one is a 6.4 to 1 gear ratio. That means for every time you turn the handle, the spool rotates 6 times. It has a fair bit of aluminum parts. The handle, which is standard, that's aluminum. Nut and a little locking washer disc thing, that's aluminum. A nice aluminum spool tension knob, and the spool itself is aluminum, but that's about where the aluminum parts stop. The rest of this reel is made out of plastic and graphite. It's got graphite slide plates, and it has a plastic star drag. Now, is that big of a deal? I'm not sure that it's really that big of a deal. I would prefer it to be aluminum, but you know, it's not horrible. The plastic quality feels pretty good, as well as the side plates and all that. The graphite feels nice and strong, and when you actually touch it, you don't hear that. If you tap this, you don't hear that weird sort of empty sound that a lot of cheaper reels have. It also doesn't feel all loose. It also doesn't feel all loose and wobbly like a lot of cheap blister package reels do. It feels tight, it feels nice, it feels well put together. The anti-reverse is nice, there's no backwards click, it just pretty much instantly stops. The Wind is incredibly strong right now, so it's making it very hard to film, as are the weed whacker and mower in the background, but what can you do? All right, so the spool tension knob does not click. If that's a problem for a lot of people, it does not click. As you can hear, no click. The drag knob does. That's a big plus for me. I like a clicking drag knob. Now the interesting thing about this one is maybe they put the washer in backwards, but it clicks when you loosen it. And it kind of clicks when you tighten it. You can feel the click, but there's no audible click. Like if I hold this up, you can hear. When I move it backwards, it's a real audible click. When I move it forwards, it's kind of just like a little vibration. Not really sure about that, but moving on to the drag, which is the other part of that. It's got a very strong drag. I think it's about 12 pounds, which is average for a baitcaster, but it's very strong in that it doesn't slip. When you lock this thing down, it is locked down and not going anywhere. So the drag is very strong. Spool tension knob works quite well. Definitely helps reduce the backlashes. Now the interesting thing about this one is the side plate, way that you remove it. A lot of the reels have a little peg right here that you actually pop out. This one, you grab this bar in the middle and slide it. Golly, that wind. Wow. It was not windy at all, and I came out to film and now it's crazy windy. Anyway, you grab this bar here and you actually slide it over, and then you pop this off. That's actually very challenging to get off, I've found. You gotta really get it at the right proper angle, otherwise it's not gonna come off. But once you take it off, you can see it has the standard magnetic braking system with a dial on the side. Now this is an external magnetic braking system. It's pretty standard on all bait casting reels. However, this reel does not have a centrifugal braking system. That's pretty common. Most budget reels don't, but you don't really need one. It doesn't add that much. Just gives you a little better control. So this is pretty easily adjustable. It's just got a min and max on the outside, and you turn it until it pretty much helps brake the reel. Well, that made not any sense at all. And you pretty much just turn the dial and adjust the spool, magnetic tension. So the free spool has a nice loud click, and it is nice and crisp. There's no mush to it. It's got that good solid click. It doesn't bend, flex, or mush. The handle moves forward. This is a nice touch because a lot of reels the handle will stay and then you have to move it forward manually. When you click this down, the handle actually moves forward because of the weight. So that's pretty good. A lot of lower end budget reels, what happens is you actually go to click it and the handle just stays where it is. You have to move the handle forward before it clicks. That can be a problem. Not that big of a deal, just a little nitpicky thing. An interesting note on the Silver Maxx. There's actually a tiny little flat disc fin thing that when you pop down the free spool button, it actually pops that up. Now the interesting thing about this is if you are palming the spool, like so, and you click this, it actually puts it back into reeling. So you don't even have to reel. If you don't want to reel and pick up a little bit of line, like you make it a short, accurate pitch, but you don't have a lot of slack line, you could pitch it and then just flick that switch with your thumb while you're palming the reel, and you are ready to rumble. So yeah, that is a nice touch. I do like that. I wish more reels had that. I've never actually seen that before, but upon fishing with this reel, I really do enjoy that. Now, one con of this reel is the line has a tendency to actually get behind the reel back up into the side plate. I'm not sure if you can see that there, but the line has actually slipped over the edge and down in there, and I actually need to pull that out before I can fish more. So I've never had that happen on a bait caster, only ever on a spinning reel. So that's interesting. That could just be the spool tension is too loose, but I've never had that happen with a bait caster, and I fished quite a bit, so that's a con. I'm gonna give that a con for this, you know. That's definitely not what you want, because you're out fishing, that slips down, it's gonna cost you time, and you know, time is fish. So that's basically the basics of this reel. It is, all in all, I'd say a pretty good reel. Nice and smooth, even for a 6-bearing system. I'd say with a little bit of basic maintenance here and there and some oiling, this thing is almost as smooth as reels that have 10 bearings. So nice smooth reel, feels like a quality reel, built well. You know, I've used this rod for frogging and it did not give at all. Drag works perfectly. And I'd say everything about this reel is pretty solid. There's no real flaws, no real cons. It's just a solid, good bait casting combo, especially for the price of I think $70. It's really going to be hard to beat. Now I know if you're in for a low budget reel, Abu Garcia does have some pretty good options. The Black Maxx was great. Silver Maxx definitely is living up to their lore, and yeah, I would say it's a pretty good budget bait casting combo. So if you're in the market for a nice low budget combo, go check out the Silver Maxx. You might like it. So there you go, guys. Thanks for watching. That was a review of the Abu Garcia Silver Maxx. I'm going to be doing a tutorial on how to do a deep cleaning on both the Abu Garcia Silver Maxx and a Lose Speed Spool, because those are the two most common reels, and people should do a little bit of basic maintenance on their reels. So stay tuned for that. But there you go. That was a review of this Abu Garcia Silver Maxx. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.